Yes, we are proud and free, and we stand as one. Welcome, everybody. Hope you're having a great week. Another beautiful day here in the Denver metro area. Never mind. I lost the cap to my bottle of booze, and so let's get it going. Another lovely day today. Partly cloudy, so we got up to 80 degrees today. It looks like we might get some rain this evening. So, got a lot to talk about. We have some more primary results in, and we got Ward Powers vote in, and we had the Colorado GOP debate for governor. We'll talk about that as well. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get going. Let's welcome all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It is Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome.
How do, Art? Hello, everybody in the chat that's not watching.
Yeah.
Bunch of ingrates. Anyways, if you're lurking, you better say hi. Anyway,
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Hello, Art. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, hanging in. I messed up my shoulder fishing Sunday.
Yeah.
And right now I'm doing a little better. A few minutes ago, I was like, "Oh God, it
That's
really
why your
hurt."
bottle of booze is open, right? You took a little something to help
that's
out. Yeah.
yep. I took some
For
aspirin.
medicinal purposes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, there we are, Grant. Hello, Grant.
Grant,
Yeah.
good to see you,
Yeah,
Grant.
we've been running in the 80s. We had rain yesterday. It was, and it was got up. It's 83 right now. Got up to 86. They said the high today was 87. I
Oh,
don't think it made
okay.
it, but we're looking at 40% chance of rain tomorrow, 75 on Saturday, in the right low 80s
Oh,
until
really?
Monday. Well, Sunday we had 90% chance of rain, low 80s, actually severe thunderstorm. Monday we're supposed to have severe thunderstorms, but it's going to be 90 degrees, and then again thunderstorms Tuesday. So yeah, we're heating back up, but at least we're staying in the upper 80, the low 80s right now, and then the low 90s.
Ah,
The other day, man, I had to get out, and it was like it was well 101. You know,
101. Wow.
yeah, it got
That's
hot. That
hot.
is friggin' hot. Yeah, and we were
Yeah.
running about. I looked at the humidity at the time. I think I know. I think it was like 62% humidity.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
when it's
that's
that
not too
hot, that's
bad.
friggin' yeah, it's just yeah.
It's still muggy. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's welcome all the way from the blue state of New York. Let's welcome Charles Koleski. Welcome, Charles.
Hello. Hey, Art. Hey, Lloyd. Hey, everybody in the chat.
Hey,
Your
Charles.
mic is a little hot.
Nice, perfect.
It's perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I just need to.
Dee 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 dee.
There, you're fine now.
Okay.
Yeah. So how's the weather in your neck of the woods, Charles?
Well, we're finally getting up to some summery temperatures. It's not horrendous. It was like 83 today. You know, but Mom and I spent most of the day driving around in the truck. So it's nice to have the window open and you get some breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. All right, let's get this going. We just had our primary results out of Los Angeles, and Spencer Pratt has made it to the general ballot. So he's going head to head against Karen Bass.
Good.
So
Good. Good.
that'll
Good.
be interesting to see how that all
Yeah.
works. Yeah,
Yeah.
soon.
I think
And
I think he'd be good for LA.
oh, I think so too. I mean, he'll definitely not do what Karen Bass is doing and spending money wisely. And
I heard one of the as a person that somebody was, I don't know, it's sort of a gotcha type poll that they did, and it was just interviewing the person on the street, and this gal, you know, he, and he wanted to know why she wouldn't vote for Pratt and all this stuff, and she says, "I suppose you're a Spencer Pratt person." And she says, "I live in Florida, so it doesn't matter who you vote for, as far as I'm concerned. It's not my problem." And she goes through and she says, "Well, he's hey, there's a lot of reasons." "Well, give me your top 3." "Well, he's a liar. That house that he lived in that burned down wasn't even his house. It was his parents' house." So what? He friggin' lived in the damned house, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he lived there with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
They might have owned the house, and he probably paid them rent. But no,
Mm-hmm.
she just made that assumption and just went on with it. And, this is the ignorance of those people out there,
Yeah.
you know? And,
Yeah, that
yeah.
somebody's planted the seed
Mhm.
that, oh, he didn't live in that house and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he didn't live in that house, why in the hell is he living in a trailer now?
Yeah.
You know? Why is he having to live why was he living in a trailer if he wasn't worried about the house? Well, hell, he'd just go, you know? I mean, it comes down to the point that that was his home,
Mm-hmm.
regardless who just like when you live, like your apartment right there, that's your home.
Yep.
If that building burned down, so what? No loss to you, right? Doesn't matter. All the shit inside that belongs to you, that's
Yeah.
important.
Yep.
And that's what these
Mm-hmm.
friggin' idiots don't understand, and it's not being replaced because Mayor Bass was over in, oh, where the hell was she at? Over in,
Oh,
oh,
Ghana.
not Ghana. Yeah, over in
Yeah.
Ghana, getting her picture taken.
Yeah.
You know, just the
Yeah.
ignorance of the left just never ceases to amaze me.
Oh, yeah, I
How
know.
stupid, and like they say, there is no cure for stupid. So I don't know what in the hell we're going to do with all
Yeah,
of them.
that's what John Kennedy always says. Not the president, but the senator from Louisiana.
Yeah, and that's another guy I've got a problem with right now. I've been watching his videos, and I do not appreciate him coming on with a sweatband and a t-shirt, looking like he's a reject from the 1980s tennis people. Playing.
Oh, yeah?
Have you seen him? And he taught, and
No, I have.
and he's named his elliptical cycle Margaret after
Ah,
Margaret Thatcher.
okay.
Okay,
No,
that's just
he's,
not
Okay,
was not an image I needed of that man. I had a really
that's
high
just weird.
Oh,
uh,
yeah, it's hilarious. It's his people told him he need to start getting on the internet more, so he taught them a lesson. He dressed up, he's got a sweatband on, a raggedy ass looking t-shirt,
oh,
and
yeah.
his hair is sticking, because it's kinda wavy curly, so it's all sticking up on top of his head, like,
Right.
some of those, uh, wigs that the guys got down there in Florida, the Trump visor.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it sorta looks the same way, except it was John Kennedy's hair, and but
Uh,
his was real, but it's like, man, that you just oh my god, it just ruined his image, because it's like
right.
and
Hmm.
he does it just out of pure I think he did it, teach his staff a lesson. They're, like, begging him not to do it now, and now he's doing it more, you know? So but yeah, stupid can't be cured.
Yeah, that is true. Uh,
But duct tape will make it mighty quiet.
That
right.
will. Duct tape, yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, it's time for a bunch of those people in Los Angeles to be MacGyverized.
Well, speaking of stupid, how about that GOP debate in Denver, Colorado on Channel 9 KUSA? I sent you guys
Yeah,
the
I
video
watched it.
of it, and it looked like
And
a real shit show. Yeah.
well,
I
I
like
watched
Victor Mart saying, "You're mean."
yeah, I did like that. I thought that was actually funny.
Well,
And
did you know he
to be
brought
honest with you,
dog on stage?
he did.
Yeah. I thought, okay, that was weird,
Well,
but
to be honest with you, of the 3, I actually, I didn't listen to their policies, I listened to their attitudes, and I
right,
liked the best. Now, he may be the crookedest son of a bitch in the world. I
right,
don't know. I don't know him. I don't have any skin in this game, so but
right,
as far as the way the way he was, I thought he had the best stage presentation.
right. Well, he's
The
very
other 2 are boring.
charismatic.
The other 2 are boring as shit,
Oh
you know?
yeah, well, they're politicians,
Well, exactly. Yeah. And there again,
and well, I mean, here's the problem: if he gets, if he wins the nomination, he's going to just kill the down ballot candidates because he's just terrible. The Democrats are, you got to remember this is a
I
blue
don't think
state.
just from what little bit I picked up, I don't think the other 2 are to be honest with you, I don't think
I,
there's any help for the down ballot
yeah,
candidates.
you're
I
right.
just pretty much I don't think it wouldn't make it. I mean, if you're gonna have an asshole up there, at least make sure it's your asshole, you know?
Right, right,
So, I don't think I don't think he's gonna help or hurt
right,
any more than the other 2 because what I saw of them, they were too instead of explaining policies and stuff, talking about that, they were too busy bitching between each other and about, I'm not gonna support," and
right.
therein lies the
Yeah.
problem with Republicans,
Well,
they don't support each
that
other.
the moderator is the one that brought that up. So they had to talk about it. If the moderator hadn't brought it up, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true, but
Yeah.
the Republicans could have said, uh, "I'll make that," if they were smart, they would have said, "Well, I'll make that decision if that happens."
Hmm.
Right now, we're all 3 candidates on the same stage going for the same on the same party ticket, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about my other candidates.
Right.
That's the way they should have handled it, but unfortunately, Republicans don't, they've got a short-term memory. I mean, we're just a few seats away from losing both the House and the Senate,
Right.
and
Hmm.
at the rate things are going, I'm not too sure we're gonna keep them.
Yeah.
And once that happens, whatever happens in Iran is irrelevant now because
Yeah.
the first thing they're gonna do is once they get control, they're gonna start going after him,
Yep.
and they're gonna go after him hard and after Trump hard and heavy, and then, he won't, uh, personally, I think he needs to get that shit figured out before, I think before September it needs to be resolved.
Right.
Matter of fact, I think it needs to be resolved by the 1st of August.
Right. I
Yeah.
think you're right. Reese, those of you watching, the reason why I'm sitting back is I am in real terrible pain right now. And this is about as comfortable as I can get. It's a lot better than if I sit up. I When I went fishing Sunday, when my that pole got away from me, I plopped down on the ground and I landed on my left shoulder, and I think I tore a muscle or something.
And for anybody that's wondering why I'm sitting back, it's just I'm fat and lazy and don't give a damn.
Yeah. And we
I
got
was
Brian, Waypoint, New
Hey,
England.
Brian.
Brian,
I was watching an interview of Ron Perlman, played, Hellboy,
right?
and it was on the, what is it, John and Brent show, podcast was, John Frakes and, Brent
Brent
Spiner.
Spider, yeah.
Yeah. But they were talking about he's gotten to the, when he talked about when he was younger, he was doing a movie with Marlon Brando. And of course, part of their show is called Name Droppers, and they
Uh,
ring a bell every time one of them drops a name. Anyways, he mentioned that he'd worked with Marlon Brando, and he says, "Man, I was young." He said, "Man, I wanted to really, really learn something from him." It says they were doing this. this scene in which I was supposed to be part of it, and they were doing his close-ups, and so Brando says, "Get rid of the two extras and get rid of him." And no, no, okay. Well, I can. They need to be in place for the next shot. That's fine, but get rid of the two extras. Do you know who I am? I'm Marlon Brando. Get rid of the two extras and him. He said, "All right, the extra's fine, but we need Ron here. Why would you?" Just because he's a bad actor, his voice sounds terrible, and he says he just bores the hell out of me. And he says, that just, he says, I was about in tears. He said, I'm a big guy, but he says, that hurt. He says, there was my hero, and he just told me I wasn't worth a shit as an actor.
Mm,
He says, over time, he says, and, I wanted to become the best actor I could. He says, but I'm now at that, I'm now at that age that I don't give a damn what other people think. He says, that's the nice thing about growing old. He says,
mm-hmm,
for example, I just shit my pants. He says, I don't care. I don't give a damn. He says, if you guys smell it, that's your problem, not mine.
mm-hmm.
He says, because I don't give a damn. And that's, that's kind of where I've gotten, about this. Uh, these politicians, I just, I don't give a damn about them anymore. Screw them,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, we're not going to be here a whole lot longer, and so it's not going to really matter a whole hill of beans.
no, but I don't want my grandkids to have to deal with, you
Right.
know, this crap because I got a couple grandkids that are actually, I got one. I'm going to have to stop and look now, but I
Huh.
think I've got, well, I've got some great grandkids. I got a great grandkids that are 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to stop and think 18 or 19, might even be 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's so, but the ones that just recently turned 19, they're never going to be involved in politics or worry about it because they've been living off the dole for so long, for three generations.
Yep.
Their grandma, their mother, or their dad, or and now themselves. So yeah, they're just part of the problem. If your family's got them, it seems I've got
Yep.
a plethora of them. So
Mm-hmm.
these are from this is my daughter's family, you know, and they turn out just like her. So, but anyways, yeah, these politicians now uh anyway, I was going somewhere with all that earlier, and I've lost the track of where I was going. So let's just move on.
Yeah, let's do that, shall we? So they just recently had the vote for the War Powers Act, and so it doesn't look good for Trump. It went against Trump just by a hair, but
Four
it was
votes,
bipartisan. Bipartisan.
yeah,
So
four Republicans voted against him.
right. Mm-hmm.
So, and therefore they regularly vote against him anyways. I can't remember who they are right now,
Right.
but and it doesn't matter that that's just it's an exercise of futility because the War Powers Act is they
Hey,
it
Michael.
because they have to it has to pass that if it's passed the House, now it has to pass the Senate, and
Right.
then it's got to be signed by the president.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just because it's not looking bad for him, hell, he just ignore it. He does most of
Right.
the time anyways.
Well,
He just gets a chance.
here's the deal. He's already declared the war over. So he just went a little bit over the 90 days. I think he went about 100 days, give or take.
No, I think
And
he actually stopped it before. I mean, the time the actual when they declared Iraqi or whatever this is, epic fury
Iran.
or whatever. Yeah, the Epic Fury, Operation Epic Fury.
Yeah. Hmm.
Actually, they had up until on Friday, and they declared the ceasefire on that. Before prior
Right.
to that. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right now they're into epic economy
I don't
economic
know.
theory is
Yeah,
what they're doing right
yeah,
now.
economic
And,
fury. Yeah,
and what they're trying to do is they're trying to basically wreck Iran's economy to a point where you know yeah, they're going to have to do something. But here's
I
the deal: you're dealing with a regime that doesn't give a shit about its citizens.
they don't care if they cared about their people, they wouldn't have killed what 30 or 40,000 of
30 or
them.
40,000 of them.
And yeah, no, they don't care because I guarantee you, the mullahs and the Ayatollah and the IRGC and all the other thugs that run that country,
Right,
I guarantee you they're not going without food.
right. Oh
They're
yeah.
not going, you know, and they probably got money socked away somewhere,
Yep.
because
Well,
they've been.
speaking of
Go ahead.
money, I just heard recently that here's one of the things they're getting around the sanctions is they're sending out oil tankers,
Yeah,
and they're going to a spot off the coast of Indonesia. It's like they call it the black hole. And what
right.
what
Yeah.
they're doing is Chinese tanker comes up, they paint over the
Yeah.
registry, and they
Oh
fly
yeah.
a different flag, and they turn off their transponders while they're
Yeah.
out. So they offload the oil onto Chinese uh, uh, tankers,
Tankers. Yeah.
and that's how they get. China's getting their oil, and they're
Of course.
getting it dirt cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Iran still, and the mullahs are still getting their paydays. It
I
it
like how are they getting how is the transaction going through?
well, I don't know. I don't know where it's going through.
Yeah,
But I'm sure that, I
I'm
mean,
sure.
Iran has a bank and a banking
Well,
system.
the bank is pretty much wrecked. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but I'll bet there's some sort of infrastructure underground for that banking system, and they're
yeah,
doing direct wire
that's
transfers.
true. That's true.
They're probably just doing direct wire transfers right to
Mm,
the Iranian banks, or
mhm.
they've got it hidden in some shell company somewhere that nobody hasn't. That
Right.
this whole this is not what if. And here's the thing, you and I think we're talking before the show. They're going to
Hmm.
have to finish, or maybe I said it earlier. They need to finish this shit by August. He needs to go ahead
Right.
and start
Hmm.
get the bombing done because what it's going to come down to is they're going to sign the treaty, and then they're going to wait for 2 years when he's out of office, or 2.5 years when he's out of office, and they're going to go
Right.
back and do the same thing. If
Right.
he wants this to last, and he needs to show it to the Middle Eastern neighbors over there
Right.
that he means what he says. And so far, when he stopped short, he did as far as I'm concerned, he did another Bush one, uh,
Hmm.
Bush senior move.
Yeah.
Uh, he needs to uh, go in there and he needs to finish off that government.
Right.
He needs to start. He needs,
Hey,
in
Joe.
my opinion, he also needs to call Netanyahu, make an apology. I think what he said was and what he did was wrong. That was our ally, and
Right.
Hezbollah, or yeah, is it Hezbollah that was firing on them from Lebanon? You
Yes.
know, uh,
Hmm.
I think Iran had the right idea. Uh, or I mean, Israel had the right idea, and I think he was an idiot to do that to the Israeli people like
Right.
that,
Hmm.
because they're still firing, they're still going to do it. And now they're firing on Kuwait, and
Right.
this problem ain't going away. I hate to tell him this, but as I said this on a couple people already, and I mentioned it before.
Right.
He's the great deal maker. He wrote a book
Right.
called The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
He makes wonderful deals,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem is now he's got to that point where he's convinced, his own ego has let him convince himself that he can make that great deal because he wants to be considered better than Obama. He bad-mouthed Obama's Iran treaty to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Now he wants to make that treaty again. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter how good the treaty is. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what they sign, they're not going to stick to it.
Right.
And he needs to friggin' understand that. Like Joe says, they need to complete this,
Right.
because they won't change. If they were going to change, they would have changed in the last 40 years, and they haven't.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is a regime that's had 3 leaders, and
Yep.
mainly 2 leaders. And the leader they currently have is the son of the last one. So they've had 2 main leaders in the last 40 years,
Yep.
you know. So, anyways, I'm a little perturbed. I think he's let
Yeah.
his ego. I think he's let his ego get in the way of. I'm the great deal maker. I will show them. I will show them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and I don't think he's going. I think he's going to end up regretting it.
Right. Well, guys, I am in real pain right now. I'm gonna let's close it out at
Oh wow.
yeah. I just feel like
Well, Art and I had
shit.
talked about this before the show, and I told him if he gets to hurting, let's just close the show. So
Yeah. So all right. I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm sorry for a short show tonight. My shoulder is really hurting right now,
you
and
probably need to go get that X-rayed, my friend.
Yeah.
yeah, if I don't feel better tomorrow, I probably will.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks everybody. Have a great weekend. See you on Bill's show if I'm able. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Good night, folks.
Later, guys. Y'all have a good weekend, folks.
Don't forget, tune in to Artco Drones and Entertainment live stream for more exciting content every Friday night at 5 p.m. Mountain